doing? What the hell?
I thought I fixed it for you.
Well, you didn't. You made it worse.
See, now it's pulling.
Well, but before it was pulling real bad. Like,
just switch the ears.
I can't do it because it's slightly skewed.
Yeah.
They're slightly tilted.
But you get over it.
That's going to work for me.
Okay.
Great. Holy stuff and biscuits.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Corey Finley, and this is my co-host, Philip McDowell.
That's right, kids.
Welcome to Two Fingers Podcast.
It's another week.
It is another week. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Isn't it?
But it's Thursday.
We're recording on a Thursday.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
But the podcast is airing Tuesday
It's
morning.
Two Fingers Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday. That's what a certain guy calls it. We've shouted him out almost every episode.
I was going to say. He's got great ideas.
He does.
If you don't know who we're talking about, well, sorry.
Yeah, go watch past episodes.
Yep, you'll have to figure it out.
Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We really appreciated the comments
Right.
on our posts, our videos. That's been really cool. It's cool to see the consistency of people.
For sure.
You know, and they're going, you built off that last week. And I use this to unwind at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of fun. It's been kind of fun.
I do want to shout out Cassie though, because she's like, just let it play in the background as I'm doing some design work and things like that. So that's fun. That's cool.
Well, you have a good radio voice. So you have a good radio voice. Yeah.
Oh.
So I think
thanks.
Letting it play in the background is just nice, peaceful, soothing.
Well, it's so funny. It's funny. It's not funny. I don't know why I said funny. It is what it is.
I already think it's funny.
Okay. Well, you can laugh. I did some voiceovers for one of my clients and sent them to my editor today. Yeah. He has been with us now for just a couple months, and he hasn't heard me do a voiceover yet.
Oh, okay.
And so I sent it to him, and I was like, dude, he came back with fantastic edit, man. I loved it so much. But then he texted me, he's like, it's a good thing you've got a good voiceover voice. And I was like, oh, thank you much. He's like, you probably could make some money at it. I'm like, well, actually, I have an agent here in KC, and she just sent me a voiceover audition today. So how about that? So that's fun. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I appreciate you saying that. But my first voiceover ad that I did, I was 17, and I did it for Six Flags over Mid-America.
Was your voice as deep as it is now?
Yeah. Yep. Hasn't changed at all.
Six Flags.
Hasn't changed at all.
Come ride the rides.
Yep. Yeah. I'd smoked a few less cigars by then. Anyways, enough about me.
Yeah.
What are we doing today, man?
Man, the same thing we do every day, Pinky.
Try to take over the world.
That's right. That's right. We just dated half of the people in this audience. I'd say a third. Let's say a third of them are too old to know what that reference is, and a third of them are too young to get it.
And a third of them don't care.
I feel like guys get on with the show already.
What are you doing?
What topics have we talked about so far?
Well, the last one we wrapped with was last week was kind of deep. We left that one with a bit of what's your faith and belief and all that. That was kind of deep. So we've covered that. We've covered some firearm situations. Yeah.
Routines.
Yep.
Schedules and stuff. How do you stay motivated?
Right. Just kind of all around business acumen.
Yep. Stuff we struggle with mentally.
Yep.
In the business space and at home.
I feel like that one's come up a good amount of times.
Well, we struggle mentally.
We do. In different arenas.
We've covered how we are kings of jackwagons.
Okay.
The jackwagon.
Well, the jackwagon kings.
Rulers. Yeah.
Okay.
We've had a few guests. It's been fun.
We have.
Yeah.
We've talked about wrapping cars. We've talked about, I don't know, all the things.
Yeah.
It's been good so far.
It has been good. We have some cool ideas for, I don't know if it's going to be the next one or not, but we're going to not be in the studio.
Yeah, on some of these.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Different, maybe, who knows? You might see us out and about in Kansas City shooting an episode. That might be fun.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a, I don't know, first person to comment or invite 3 friends to drop your name in the comments, and then we'll tell you where we're going to be and at what time, and you can watch us.
That might be cool. Maybe do a little live at that time.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Should we do it next week?
Shout them out.
Or should we do two?
Well, let's just be for real. If we're going to do it next week, we got a little bit of planning to do.
We do. All right, let's say 2 weeks.
A couple
we'll
weeks,
say 2
maybe,
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah. This next
Fun.
month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man. So what's the latest in your world as far as business is concerned? Where are you at? Because we've thrown out there for you, and you got the shirt on today. It says solar.
I do.
So that's been something that has come up for you. I know you've been working on it a while. Things got rolling, out the gate, kind of hot. Like so what's going on? Where are you at? What's happening?
Well, so I will say that when I got this shirt, I had 3 people in the same day go, "Solar, what is that?" And I was like, did I spell it wrong? Like, no, it's spelled right.
It's a salon.
Solar. Well, I'd say the newest thing is I got no hair now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That helps with your
Because
sunshine.
it helps me get more cancer on my head.
Good way to go.
And you're wearing the hat today, so we can't see that we
No.
have the same haircut.
We do, but
Yeah.
my wife pointed out a spot to me just last week. She's like, you might want to have that looked at. Okay,
Oh,
thanks.
Okay, I thought you were going to
So-
say that you missed
Good luck.
shaving.
No, not that one.
Yeah.
I have done that, but yeah. So
No,
yeah.
solar's going great.
Good.
I'm about to interview. So tomorrow I'm going to interview a couple people for kind of a sales appointment setting position.
Yep.
And I'm sure that one of them at least will move up into kind of the closer sales position.
Sure.
So that's
Yeah.
been fun working on the training manual
Cool.
and getting that all going.
Yeah.
I have been building out what I want to do social media marketing wise.
Yeah.
So doing something each day, at least one simple post, to trying to kind of build that motif, that character, there and go for that. So so that's been fun. So
That's
just
great.
little strategy things. Closed a couple deals, I think, since last time we recorded.
Yeah.
And so that's always encouraging. Just pushing forwards, man.
Yeah.
Pushing forwards.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What's the most exciting thing about it right now for you?
My business coach gave me a good compliment. So
Yeah.
that was exciting.
That is good.
Words of affirmation are kind of my thing.
Mm-hmm. I feel you, brother.
And so he said, he's like, "Corey, you're really smart, even though you pretend like you're not." And he's like, "You're the kind of guy that even though you don't know everything, you can go in and you can do that thing and you can learn about it and you can surround yourself with the right people. You've got the skills to be able to not only be okay with change and be able to pivot into whatever that role is, but enough drive, enough passion to do that thing, if you want to."
Right.
And so I thought that was
That's a
encouraging.
great compliment. Yeah.
So,
It's a big boost there.
because I'll be honest, there's days where I'm like, I suck at this. Like,
Sure.
I do not belong owning businesses.
Yep.
Like, this is
Yep.
I'm failing at everything.
Hey.
And so it's nice when you have I don't even know, 78-year-old guy, who's done a lot of
Been
great
in it.
things. He's got a great resume.
Yep.
And he's like, "You got what it takes." And I'm
That's
like,
good.
"Huh?" Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do. I was meeting with a guy last week, a buddy of mine, and he's been a part of the business world for a long time. And I mean, I say a long time. I think he's a few years younger than me, but he's been in it longer than I have, just because of where I got my start and everything. And
Yeah.
he started a business a couple years ago, and he's one of those guys that I look at, and I even told him this. I was like, however you feel about this or not, I don't know, but the perception is the things that you tend to put your hand to succeed. That's kind of how it looks from the outside.
Yeah.
He's like, man, look, it's just the same with everybody else. Like, running and starting your own business is not for the faint of heart. It is really difficult to do, and that's why not everybody does it, because it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
So
Jim texted me today and said, he was talking to one of my clients, and he's like, "Oh, I trust Corey. Everything he does succeeds."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, it doesn't." And he's like, "Well, it looks
Hey,
like it from the outside."
keep the persona up, baby. Keep the persona up, Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was great.
That's awesome. So maybe let's jump into that a little bit. Let's jump into perspectives and perceptions, and things like that. There's a statement that I was taught early on in my full-time ministry career, and it's something that I grabbed onto, and I think that it is very true. And the statement is this: your perception is your reality.
Yeah.
Right? So basically what we're saying here is, however you see things is what you think is real, until otherwise proven different. Whether it's true or false, your perception of the matter is your truth.
Well, it's the only thing that you know.
So what does that say, though? I mean, we're so quick to see a thing or experience something, and then we want to make our own judgments on it, and maybe we don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
But we're going to go ahead and say, well, that's what I know about it. So until I know different, that's true. Maybe that's a dangerous place to live. I mean, but how do you combat that?
I think there's an element of perception or perspective, whichever one you want to choose there, and actual truth. There is an absolute actual truth. This color is actually a color. It's a certain color. But the way that I see it, my eyes might be slightly different than yours. So my perspective might be slightly different. But that doesn't mean that one of us is right, one of us is wrong, neither of us are right. Like, there is an actual truth.
Yeah.
And so, there's the whole visual analogy of, I'm looking at an object this way and I see a circle, but then from the side you see a rectangle, a cube.
Yeah.
Because like a toilet paper roll.
Right.
2D is a cube from one side, a rectangle, and it's a circle from another angle.
Yep.
Which one's right?
Yeah.
They both are.
Right.
But I could swear and die on that hill and say it's a circle.
Yeah.
It's a circle.
Right.
And they're like, it's a freaking rectangle.
Right.
Yeah. And so there is an element of open-mindedness that we need to have.
Sure.
But I would also say not to jump on that slippery slope and never have an absolute truth. And so that's the hard part.
Yeah.
And us Christians, we have kind of a third voice, that we get to listen to, and not just our own and other people, but like what the Holy Spirit tells us.
Yeah.
I live by that so often, so I don't even know what my life would be like if I didn't have that help.
Right.
But that would be tough. It's like, what do I believe in? I'd be looking at philosophy this or science that or whatever, and all those things are real, but they're not the voice because they're all based on people's opinions too.
Right.
At some level.
Yeah.
So,
but and I would say that's why relationship is so important. Because when we don't know. And we want to argue each other to the death.
Yeah.
Especially if it's online. Yeah, you may have a reality to something that you and I both experienced something, and it's different for you than it is for me. But somehow we've gotten to our society to where most of the time we're unwilling to converse about it. It's just like if I have this perspective and you have that perspective, well, yours is truth and mine is wrong, and so we can't even be friends.
Yeah.
Instead of coming together to say, well, wait a minute.
Yeah. Let's explore this.
Tell me about your perspective, and let me tell you about mine, because maybe, like you're saying, they're both right. Yeah. I'm looking at the square, you're looking at the circle. They're both right. So let's share perspectives and go, oh, okay, now I can see the circle. Oh, yeah, now I can see this. I see what you're saying. Yeah. But that's the thing of being willing to have the conversation. And that's just maturity and, just I mean, it sounds real easy. It sounds easy, but being willing to have the conversation.
We're so stubborn and butthurt on our opinion. Like, no, stop telling me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Who cares if you're right or wrong?
Right.
Like, learn something.
Yeah.
And in sales, I mean, it's a popular saying, the one who asks the most questions wins.
Yep.
And so if you're adamant that it's a rectangle and I'm adamant that it's square, I will win because I'm going, tell me how you see I don't see that. Yeah. Tell me how you see a rectangle. Right. Bring me into your perspective. Yeah. I'm humble enough to learn. I want to know what's going on here. If I'm not seeing something right, I'll adjust. Yeah. And so you're like, well, walk over here. Right. Oh, crap, you're right. And like, oh, now we got a 3D perspective. Right. And if you do the same thing, then you can see that I saw a circle. Right. And so I feel like we could do a whole lot better as a society, as a generation, and just ask more questions.
That is so good.
Why are you saying what you're saying?
Right.
I want to know. Yeah. Tell me bring me in. I'm not your enemy. Bring me in.
Right. Right.
Convince me. Show me.
Dude, I was, as you know, I experienced a situation like this about a week and a half ago.
I totally forgot. Dude. Tell me again.
And I let myself get angry about it.
Oh, yes. I remember now.
Now, for those of you watching online, I'm not going to rehash the whole thing because it's not worth it. That's not the point of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know the story, you know the story. If you don't, ask me about it offline. I'll be glad to have a conversation.
I want everybody to type what they think it is.
That's where I've gotten to.
Is the moon made of cheese?
Yeah, right. That's it. No, you guessed it. But just everybody wants to weigh in. Everybody wants to say why they think the situation is right or wrong. It became
this was a national thing. International.
Unfortunately, it ended up becoming certainly national.
It's not like it was 3 of your friends got drawn. Like this was everybody. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people knew about this.
Correct.
And so the internet lit on fire.
Yep. But it's from a thing that my family is very close to.
Yeah.
So then when you start seeing these other things coming out of people, well, they just heard a story. So now they're just going to say what they want to say because they heard a story.
So and so said this.
Correct. And they don't know. They really don't know, but they heard it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, it really didn't sit right with me for a couple days.
Well, because you were impassioned by it. Is that a word? Impassioned?
Sure.
You know, like there
know what
was
you mean.
there was the local connection because you knew people in this.
Right.
So there was that.
Right.
There's your family as well.
Yep.
There was, I would say there's a number of layers. We don't have to get into all the layers.
No, we don't.
But you had a connection more than just you saw something online.
That's right.
And you were like, I have opinions about that.
That's
you were
right.
like, I've got actual experiences
Correct.
with this. So you had this heart tug.
Yeah. And then there's other folks that also have had experiences with the same entity, and those experiences did not go the way that they wanted them to go.
Yeah.
So now, and we've talked about this before on the show, now their expectations weren't met.
Yeah.
So that's what creates offense, right? If you didn't know. So unmet expectation creates offense. So now they have an unmet expectation. Offense is created with them. Now this situation happens. Well, now they're just going to launch, cannonballs into this already volatile situation.
Yeah.
When it's like, wait a minute.
Yep.
Can we just stop for a minute? Like I'm willing to hear your perspective, but I want you to be willing to hear mine as well. And maybe at some point we just have to drop the hurt and let go of the hurt so that we can allow God to actually do the work. But a lot of times it's the thing that we want to do or the thing that we want people to understand that we just can't. It's almost like it's become a part of us. So now all of a sudden, I can't live without that because it's been such a part of me. But everybody's truth is right. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's truth is right. And so they're going to argue to the death. And so it's just, that's why I'm saying I will talk to you offline because.
Yeah. Well, and with the hurt thing too, it's like, okay, let's take a car crash. That's a real simple, analogy. You see some people get in a car crash, right? You're a bystander. You see 2 cars get in a major fender bender. You've been in a car crash years ago. So your perspective, your experiences are from what happened. So you do have some relation. You know how it feels. You know the sounds, the hospital visits or chiropractors or whatever afterwards.
Right.
The now being apprehensive when you drive into an intersection. You remember that. So you have all that.
Sure.
And those are real.
Yeah.
Those are true.
That's real.
But your experience is 100% different than their experience.
Right.
Because you were not in that experience.
That's right.
And so they get in a car crash and you come up and you're like, I've been in this before. I blah, da, 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 da. Like there's some truth to that. Yes. You know some of it, but you don't know, are they drunk? Are they on drugs? Are they fine? Was it an accident? Was it an underage driver? Was it an old person that fell asleep? Like you don't know any of that stuff. And so when you see a situation, you're coming from your bias and you're putting that on that going, I know a thing. Yeah. And you could be completely wrong.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. Your car crash was at night. Yours is at daytime.
100%.
Totally different.
They didn't see the same things.
Yeah. You hit a deer. The deer hit you. Totally different. So I feel like all that to say is it's a mucky situation. There's so many variables. We just need to come at it with a little bit of grace and patience. And knowing that we don't know everything. Yeah. But knowing that there is a thing to know. Sure. There is a truth. And we can all figure it out together and help each other. You're not my enemy. Right. Right.
I got to be honest, though. Like, something I found out about myself, and maybe it's partly just because I'm getting older and, starting to see the forecasting of the grumpy old man. But, dude, I found out about myself that I can be an absolute a-hole.
I want to hear more about this.
If I'm not careful,
Like, what triggered you in that? Like, what got you to that level? What was the catalyst?
So I really did over the course of several days, probably 4 or 5 days. Really, I try to go. Probably in the beginning, I wasn't really trying to think through it, but then about day 3, I was like, why?
So you were just reacting to begin with.
Yes. At first, I wasn't even reacting at the very beginning. This is what it was. I started to see enough people making comments about the situation. They did not have the full truth.
You got it to a threshold.
They had partial truths, but they were preaching like they had the whole thing, and this is why so and so, and this is why so and it's like whoa.
Thus says the Facebook.
Stop. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You do not have the whole story, so stop talking like you do. And I think that's what it comes down to for me is that when people go, I'm right no matter what, and I know they're not right no matter what, there's just something that is it just me? Am I the only one? Anybody else? Anybody else get that? Like, and I think that's what really rose up in me. Yeah.
You were like, okay. And then you're in.
And then some of my, I chose, unfortunately, to respond to some of them. And it was just, it wasn't even full responses. It was just very short, very sarcastic, very
passive aggressive.
And that didn't help. It didn't help.
Yeah.
It didn't help the situation. And I know that, but so then I had to take a step back from that and end up going, okay, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to do. I just want you to, let's talk. Can we just talk, please? And not just, yes. Anyway, whatever.
You watched a 2-minute bar fight over 2 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
you
much.
saw the stages, then you jumped in to try to help, and then you got in the way. And
I didn't. Here's the thing, folks. I didn't jump in to help. I jumped in to be an a-hole, and I knew, and I knew it.
So, what would you do different now? Would you jump in at all?
No, not online.
Okay.
No, sir. No, if it's a heated thing, I will. I think the offline conversations, sitting down and actually looking somebody in the eyeballs and having to say the things that you would, having to say that to a person's face.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say some of the same things.
No.
You might have you might communicate what you want to communicate, but you wouldn't communicate that way.
You're almost invincible when you're typing.
Right? Nobody's in the room with you. You're staring at a screen. It doesn't matter, whatever. So the face-to-face conversations, yes, let's sit down, let's talk, let's do what we're just here talking about. Here's my perspective. Can I come over and see yours? Would you come over and see mine? And maybe we can stop the division that's happening and actually do this thing together instead of I don't want to be anybody's enemy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think my wife at the time, I think girlfriend, maybe fiance, somewhere right in there. Maybe she wasn't. We weren't married yet. And so I was really impressed by what she said. I don't remember the full pre-context, but she said, if you have never gotten into a fight with somebody, you haven't had the opportunity to really love them. And I thought that was really good. It was in slightly different words, but we think of love as culturally in modern day as romance, liking somebody, hotness, attractiveness, connection, relationship. It's not that. Like, that's all the words I just said. Love is
called infatuation.
Yeah. I got a crush.
Yeah.
Love is the opportunity to be patient, to be kind, to be forgiving, to be long-suffering, to think the best of them, not about yourself. It's nothing about yourself and how you feel. Yeah. It's an action to love somebody. It's a verb. I'm going to love you.
Right.
And there's
DC Talk had a whole song called "Love Is a Verb."
There you go. Yeah, you could probably sing it all, couldn't you? And play the trumpet for it.
Play the trumpet.
But it's true. Like, you and I have had a few little tissy fits.
Sure.
We've gotten into it, and that's allowed us to love each other.
Sure.
Because until that rough point, you don't know if you can handle the bad weather.
That's a great statement right there.
And so once we get into a fight, now we're like, okay, how did we handle this raw moment?
Yep.
did I think of myself or did I think of you?
Yeah.
Did you think of yourself? Did you think of me?
Yeah.
And so that's when we're able to see if we love each other. And sadly, so many relationships cannot pass that point. That's
Sure.
when they start to break up.
Yep.
That's when they start to get divorces.
Yep.
And, I'm not even talking about like infidelity or anything like that. I'm just talking about like, I can't stand the way that you are always thinking about yourself.
Sure.
That in itself is a selfish sentence.
Sure.
You're allowed to feel those things, and those
Yeah.
are important
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah.
You want to, you
Right.
need to be, and you want to be loved.
Right.
But, in itself, the desire to be loved is also selfish. It's just kind of funny in a way.
That's not a bad point.
Layers
right
on layers
Right,
here,
right.
and so I thought that was just a really that's has stuck with me forever.
Yeah,
Since,
that's good.
since I heard that.
That's good. So, speaking of fighting,
Yeah,
when we come back,
our batteries are fighting with us.
let's see if anybody's ever been in a fist fight.
Halfway.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it after the break. Stick around, everybody. Corey's going to do his ever famous dance as we come back from the break to our season 1 show theme song.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I know you hate this theme song,
Look,
but it's growing on you, isn't it? It is. It is, isn't it?
I don't want to admit it,
It is.
but it is.
I knew it.
I'm just saying. I don't want to admit it, but I'm going to.
You don't have to admit it.
It is. It's grown on me. It has.
All right, for real, right now,
still
in the
gonna-
comment, I want to hear a scale of 1 through 4 if you like this. 1 through 4 if you like the music. Go ahead. We'll wait. Okay. Yep. Last one. Okay, we're good.
Okay. So I'll just tell you guys, it has no bearing on whether we change it or not.
No.
You can vote. But I don't
Phil
care.
keeps saying he's going to change it for season 2, and I keep saying we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe we'll get rid of a theme song altogether and just start the show.
Phil, have you ever punched somebody in the face?
Punch someone in the face. I've tried to.
Did you? You missed?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was the question. Leave and break is: have you ever been in a fist fight, or who has been in a fist fight? Anybody out there ever been in a fist fight? If so, maybe I don't know. Let's hear about it. But so the only time I've ever come close to punching someone in the face, at least on purpose, would be my older brother.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like, were you having fun, or were you like both mad at each other?
We got to a point where we were mad.
Yeah.
We were mad. Well, I was mad. I'll say I was mad.
You're the older one.
I'm not. Well, I've got an older brother and a younger brother.
Okay.
This was my older brother. We were in high school. I think I was a sophomore or something like that. So would have made him a senior. And here's the thing. I'm bigger than him. He's not.
Yeah.
He is not a big dude. He's tall. We're about the same height, but he's beanpole kind of.
Yeah.
At least he was back then for sure. But I don't even remember what happened or why it started. All I know is he ended
He was
up
being a jerk noodle.
a jerk
And
noodle.
you were like, no.
Yeah, I was like, I'm done with the noodling of the jerks. And so somehow he ended up like, I was on my back, he was pinning me to the floor, and I was just so angry. And I took a swing at him from the floor. Well, he pushes himself off me, and I miss him. And he thinks it's hysterical, which made me even more mad. So I take another swing at him. I miss him again. He does the same thing. Well, somehow in that scuffle, with all of that going on, I managed to get like my knees up underneath him, and I launched him across the room with my feet. So, and he landed in a basket and broke it and whatever, cut his arms up. But I never made contact, and that was it. I've never. Other than that, I've never.
So you played air guitar. You got into an air fight, not a fist fight.
That was an air fight. So I guess no, I've never been in a fist fight. Now I've done boxing in the backyard with gloves on, but I've never been in like a, hey, I need to hurt you, kind of a punch you in the nose.
I have been in a fist fight.
Ooh, let's do tell.
But my fists never did any fighting.
I can't wait to hear this.
I was 9 years old.
Ooh.
We were playing rollerblades and we were jumping bikes off ramps.
You're playing rollerblades?
I know that didn't make
What
sense.
the-
I thought of that when I said it. Thanks for calling it out.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All of our 5 viewers are
Somebody
say
has
the
to.
same thing too.
Somebody has to. We have 160
I
some
know.
viewers right now.
I know, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So, anyways, go ahead. You were playing rollerblades.
So rollerblades were really cool back in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
And now they're cool again. They're
Are
coming
they
back.
starting to come back.
No,
a
they
little
are
bit?
coming
Yeah.
back.
I know roller skating's dope.
Yep. And my grandpa's happy about that.
Yep.
So yeah, we had the 2x4, the plywood on the bricks, when we were rollerblade jumping and 2-wheel bike jumping over this thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to set up the ramp just a little different.
Mm-hmm.
And the neighborhood bully did not want to set it up that way.
Yeah.
And so he wasn't there. I moved it, totally innocent, I'm the younger kid, apparently I can't do that.
Yeah. No.
And it's in front of his house, so it's
right.
his territory.
Yeah, of course.
And so he comes back and he starts like F-bombing me, like cussing me out. You can't do that. Da, 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 da. I'm like, it's my board. He's like, but they're my bricks, and like was mad. And so he reset him up again. There's an orange road cone right there. I grabbed that orange road cone. His back was to me, and I whopped him over the head.
While his back's turned.
Yeah.
Alrighty
Justice
then.
does not care about which way you're facing. Okay, what he was doing was wrong. So I made it right with another wrong.
Can we put that on a t-shirt? Justice does not care which way you're facing. That's great.
I'll shoot you in the back. So I whopped him in the back of the head. He kind of stuttered a little. He turned around and his face just turned full rage. I'm in rollerblades.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not in rollerblades.
Yeah.
I'm in the grass.
Oh no.
He starts chasing me up the hill, swinging and hitting. And like I fall back into a rose bush. And like he's just like punching me in the face and in the chest and everything. And I kicked him in the nuts with my rollerblades. And he
Nice.
kind of stumbled a little bit. His mom opens the door, and I forget what his name is. We'll just call him Justin. I don't know.
Okay.
And she's like, Justin, what have I told you? Not in the face. She goes back inside.
Not in the face.
He's like 15 years old. I'm 9. So he starts punching me in the belly. So I kick him in the nuts again. He stumbles back, and I leave. I'm crying. I go home.
Good job, Mom. Not in the face.
And as I'm walking home, the Hispanic neighbor calls me a cracker, and lose crybaby and this kind of thing. So, but that's where I grew up.
Yeah. Nice. That's sweet, dude.
So yeah, I got in a fist fight, but they were not my fists.
Not your fists.
Yeah.
It was your skates and the rose bush.
And the orange cone.
And the orange cone.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the orange
You have to
cone.
use the tools around you.
You got to do it.
I mean, I started the fight,
Yep.
but there's no such thing as a fair fight. So
Yeah.
just
Right. I was involved in a bullying situation at least once. This one particular time, I was a young child. I was like in first grade, and some kid gets on the bus, and he's a fifth grader, and he starts picking on a kindergartner.
wow.
And I stepped in and was like, "You need to step away and choose someone your own size to pick
Quite
on."
the gap at that age.
It was I went to a school that was actually kindergarten through 8th grade.
Oof.
That's old. I'm old. I'm old.
You're like, hey, 1 foot year olds.
That's right. So he decided he wanted to pick him on the bus, and I was like, "That ain't happening. Not on my watch, my guy.
Yeah.
Pick on somebody your own size."
Yeah.
And I'm surprised he didn't try to do anything to me. He was like, "Thank you, whatever he did." Tom Rafferty, if you're watching, I will come and hunt you down and gut you like a fish. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that, but
Watch Tom Rafferty be like the nicest preacher right now ever.
and watch. He's gonna see this episode. He's gonna call me. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
that happened."
I Googled my name and your show popped up. He's probably like, I don't remember this at all.
He's like, "Who are you? What's happening?"
Actually, Phil, when you said that, it changed my whole life. Now I'm a different man.
I never bullied again. I think he sounded like that in 5th grade too. So probably
6 hair mustache.
got
going
off the
on.
bus and lit up a ciggy. Like
One of those candy ones.
might have been real.
I did that.
Cracked a Miller Lite. I don't know. Oh gracious, Corey, why'd you cut your hair off?
I was bored.
All right.
No, so I mean, you guys have seen my faux hawk. Who did we say I looked like? I'm totally blanking.
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Yeah, you
John-
guys have seen my Johnny
A couple
Bravo look.
episodes ago,
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah. And I've always just had kind of the faux hawk thing going on.
Yeah.
My receding hairline has been that way since I was about 4 years old.
Okay.
And it's just, it's just always been there and stuff. And so that's kind of the faux hawk's always been my
Yeah.
thing.
All
When
right.
I was a teenager, it was split down the middle and
Yep.
had it down to my nose,
All right.
beach blonde
Yeah,
hair
yeah.
kind of thing. But I mean, I've cut my hair. I've had other people cut my hair.
Yep.
It's expensive to get a haircut these days.
Sure.
And I just got tired of cutting my own hair because I can't see the back very well.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I shaved my head when I was 20 on a dare, and everybody said I had a good looking, egg.
Noggin.
So let's do it again.
I appreciate that.
Sounds like fun.
Okay.
So I buzzed it all off, and my daughter said, I don't like this, Daddy.
Yeah, right. That's funny.
Now everybody's like used to it now.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't take long.
I can see a mirror over there. I
Doesn't take long.
don't mind it. I think it's fun.
Good. It's great.
Now that I'm used to it, I'm like, yeah.
Well, I mean, of course I like the shaved head. That's why I did it, because of the receding hair. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not being my father. I'm not having the Julius Caesar, like halo of hair around my head. Like, we're out. I'm out.
The Ed Harris.
Yeah, I'm whoever. I'm not doing it.
Okay, so here's what's been fun though, and I'm definitely a people pleaser. I want people to like me, that type of thing. So go to church. There's this deacon meeting or whatever it is, and I sit down at the table, and another shiny haired guy comes over, and then another guy comes over, and now all of a sudden we got 3 bald dudes sitting at a table. And they're all commenting, yeah. So then another bald guy walks in. He's like, hey, over here. This is our table. And I was like, I feel like I'm part of a club.
Yeah.
Like, this feels cool.
And it's not the hair club for men.
No, the opposite.
It's the hair club for bald men.
I was going to say the skin club for
The
men. That
bald
sounds really
club.
bad.
The bald club for men? I don't know what I'm saying. Continue.
The unhairs. But I felt it was cool. Like,
Yeah.
and these are a bunch of older gentlemen, and I
Right.
want to, make myself feel cool to them, whatever. But I have unexpectedly joined a new community. Yeah. But no, I don't know a cancer patient, and did it for them. And
Right.
I don't have cancer myself that I know of. So,
The hairline. That's it.
Good conversation.
I miss my hair.
Good talk.
I miss it. I do miss my hair.
It's all down on the bottom part of your face.
I could grow hair certainly on the back of my head. I can still grow some hair. It's just getting really super thin right about here.
You should do the Matthew McConaughey serum stuff. There's a stuff that he rubs on his head. It's like $400 a month though.
See, but then you're like, we're back into like haircuts, and I mean that's already expensive. I'm not rubbing serum on my head.
But he was getting pretty thin, and everybody thought that he got hair transplant, but he just this stuff, and he was one of their first clients, and now he's got a forest up there.
All right.
All right.
It's not for
Lincoln.
me. But if you need a barber,
I've got a good one.
I've got a really good one.
Yeah, I used to go to the Gents Place. Shout out to the Gents Place.
The Gents Place.
This episode sponsored by Lincoln and the Gents Place.
And the Gents Place. Lincoln. Clint the barber.
Clint the barber.
Clint Thompson.
Where's he out of?
He is now over at Salon Solaris, I believe. Is that what it's called?
That name sounds familiar.
Yep.
Lee Summit.
No, it's actually on Blue Valley Parkway. There's a Blue Valley Parkway. There's a Costco over there and a Target.
Cool.
It's all right over there.
Nice. Does he own the place, or he's just there solo? Or
he is there solo. He's just renting a room from there, and he's been his own outfit for a while. But boy, he is.
So those words, Salon Solaris, sounds a little fancier than barber. Is he a barber or is he a stylist?
No, he's a barber.
Okay.
He is a straight up barber. He was at Ernie's Barbershop for a while.
Yeah.
And then he jumped over to Pedro's Barbershop. And now he's at, I think that's what it's called, Solaris?
So the lady that would cut my hair.
Solara?
She was a barber.
Yeah.
It feels weird calling a lady a barber. It feels like a man's name.
Okay, what's the difference, Corey?
Well,
what's a barber and a
believe
hairstylist?
I don't know. I believe from what I've seen, I believe a barber's doing mostly like scissors, trimmers, beards, nose, hair, eyebrows, that kind of thing.
So they shave.
A stylist is doing like that, but like color and waviness, extensions. It's more like a makeover kind of thing.
Okay.
A barber's trimming the hedge, and a stylist is creating a new thing.
Clint, if you're watching, would you please tell us? Please comment and tell us what is the difference. Or if you're not Clint and you know the difference,
Pull up Google right now.
yeah, I don't have my things to Google, so
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Mine's right over there, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna.
but who cares?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Have we told everybody that you modeled?
well, you did now. Okay.
But have we though? Did we?
I don't
feel
know.
like we did.
When would we have done that?
Was it?
I don't think it's happened. We haven't done it.
I want to say Madison Square Garden. That's totally not right. Saks Fifth Avenue. What was it?
Madison
Macy's.
Square Garden.
That's a place.
It's an event center.
What was it? Tell
They
us.
do boxing matches. It was Saks Fifth Avenue.
Saks Fifth Avenue.
Saks Fifth Avenue.
Where'd you live at the time?
St. Louis. St.
Okay.
Louis. Yeah.
Okay.
St. Louis. And
did they hire you there and you shot there, or did you travel to somewhere else? Because when I hear Saks Fifth Avenue, I think Chicago. Because that's the only Saks Fifth Avenue I've ever seen. Is there a Saks Fifth Avenue in St. Louis?
yeah,
Where's their headquarters?
I don't have a clue.
Okay, so you shot in
But
St.
they
Louis.
have them all over the place.
Okay,
They used to be big department stores in malls,
yeah.
and they may still be, but we know malls are a dying beast.
So we know that they photographed you. We don't know why yet in this story. How did they find out about you?
I don't have all the answers, probably because I haven't sought them out. And here's why I don't have all the answers. I was 5.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, you don't remember.
No, I was 5 or something, maybe even a little younger, 3, 4, 5, something like that.
So your parents thought you were pretty and
I feel pretty.
signed you up for something.
Yeah, my mom thinks I'm pretty, for sure. But I think what really happened was Margie spent so much on our clothing as
Margie?
children. My mother.
Oh, okay.
Marjorie. At Saks Fifth Avenue that they were like, hey,
Nice.
you have all the clothes. Do your kids want to model? Like, so we did we were in magazines, but like we did the runway. Like they did a modeling thing in the store with like,
You know, and walk.
do your little turn, flip the coat, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I was young, but that's what it did it.
That's fun.
So I'm in a magazine for Faths.
Saks Fifth Avenue.
That's the one. So yeah, that was it. It was a very abbreviated,
Yep.
very short.
Yep.
I modeled for 5 minutes.
And you've done
Now-
some voiceover stuff, apparently.
Yep, talked about that a little bit.
Yep.
Some voiceover stuff. I knew a guy when I was in high school who was one of the voices of, I think it was Q104 in St. Louis.
Really?
Yeah. And
Nice.
so he went to my church. He's like, hey, we're doing some advertising stuff, and we're doing it for Six Flags, and we want a young voice. Do you want to come in the studio and like cut a few ads? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So that's fun. When you're 17 and you're driving down the road and an ad comes on for Six Flags, it's like, hey, that's me.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yep.
So I've done some other things. I was a character voice for a whole thing that came out of the Assemblies of God headquarters in Springfield. They did this character that was like this big foam head kind of thing, and I, obviously the person, like, he's not talking. So I was the voice of that guy.
Of the big head.
Yeah, of the big head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. And then just other things, man. I don't know. I've auditioned for some stuff, and growing up in high school, I was in plays and musicals.
So you've always been on the creative side of things.
Sure, use that.
So if you had to completely start over, you couldn't do anything creative. What appeals to you? What would you do? Let's say you're 30 years old. What would you do?
And I couldn't do anything creative?
Yeah. No camera stuff, no voice, no acting, no videos, nothing in the media.
No instruments, no...
Yeah,
none of that.
let's take. Well, should we let music be in there, guys? What do you say? We can maybe let you.
Because
be
I
a
don't know
musician.
what I do. I've always... Well, I mean... Maybe I'd still be a pastor.
I'd let you do music, but not an artist, like
Okay.
like paintings and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'd still be a pastor. I don't know. I love music. I've grown up playing instruments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say. Like, maybe I might, if this weren't an option, maybe I'd go back to that. If this weren't an option, maybe I would have never left, like I said, being a pastor. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Nice.
I don't even know.
Nice.
It's all I know. This is what I know.
Yeah.
It's what I want to do.
Sweet. Once again, guys, we don't script these. We have no idea what we're going to talk about
don't.
when we start. There might be like a hint in the air,
Every
just
once in a while.
a breeze of something that.
But that wasn't today.
It was not today.
We
No,
were setting up, being like, hey, we got to do
this
this.
and this and that and this and that. And so yeah, like I feel like the show. Maybe we're wrong, but I feel like from my perspective, going back to pre-break, is the people that are watching this are probably in similar boats as us. That's my guess. Ish. They're entrepreneurs, do-it-yourself kind of people. We've got some boys, we've got some girls that watch this, and people that are honest with themselves. They struggle with their own thoughts and am I enough, or whatever,
Right.
like confirmation bias, all the things we've talked about in episodes 2, 3, and 1, and all that stuff.
We're probably going to have to take a little break here before we jump into
so this is a perfect spot. So like, I guess I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, well now what do we talk about? But like, that's what this is. It's like, we're just honest people.
Yep.
And we don't have this master plan of things. And so that's the kind of people that I feel like are going to watch this is, like, hey, I feel you. I don't know what I'm doing either.
Yeah, right. Well, we can talk more about that after the break. We're going to take a quick one, and we'll be back.
Bye, guys.
At least for the next couple minutes. But in your world, it'll only be about 5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just going to say, Phil won't let me talk during this part.
No, say whatever you want. Why would I care?
Yeah. Welcome
Hopefully.
back to the last segment of today's episode.
Hopefully you had a good break. Maybe you got a peanut butter sandwich, ate some apples, used the restroom. I don't know.
I bet they did none of those things.
What do you do during the break?
It's like 3 seconds for them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding. It's still fun to
They
talk
waited.
about. They waited. You waited. Hey, thanks for waiting for us. And really, to kind of wrap that thought we were just saying a few seconds ago about our viewership, and you waiting for us. Like, we appreciate y'all.
We do.
We really appreciate y'all.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
And cheers to you.
Clinky. Thanks for being part of the viewership. Thanks for being part of our people.
Yeah.
And
speaking of our people,
we love you guys.
we just got back from the 10X Growth Conference.
Oh,
yeah.
Rinky doo.
That was a lot of fun.
Was that a couple weeks ago? Now, where we're sitting now, it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was the beginning of April. Aprilly.
It was, yeah, because
Second
last
week
year
of
was
April.
February.
That's
so
right.
I feel like we're 2-3 weeks away.
Yeah.
2 weeks away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of, good. There was a few really good speakers, and then the rest were like good speakers, if that makes sense.
It does to me because I was there.
I feel like everybody's going to have their different favorites for different places and seasons,
100%.
but I think at least 4 of the 10 speakers, 12 speakers.
Absolute bangers.
There's usually 3 or 4 a day. I mean, like main headliners.
Yeah.
I'd say at least 3 or 4 of them were like really hitting me hard.
Do you have a favorite from the time?
I really liked a lot of what what's his name? The MMA guy. What was his name?
Oh shoot.
I know. He's about to battle Conor McGregor. It's not Christian. Yeah, I'm sorry. I really liked you.
Thanks for being so impactful. I can't remember your name.
Your words meant more to me than your name.
Than your face.
Tucker
Jonathan?
Carlson had a lot of good things. Mike Tyson had some good stuff too.
Surprisingly, he really did.
Yeah, no,
I say surprisingly.
he's very articulate. I've never heard him speak before, really.
Yeah.
Just little sound bites, not like a long conversation kind of
Right.
thing. And the dude is like wise. I mean, he was
is.
quoting old school book quotes and
This is just my take on Mike Tyson. It's funny because, yes, he'll say something that's like, write that down. Put it on your wall.
Yeah.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You could kind of live by that.
Yeah.
But then he starts talking about it a little bit, and he's like, well, does he really
he went off the
know?
rails on a couple things.
Right. What you just said, what it means to me is awesome. When you explain it, well, okay. At least we're here.
Yeah. No, there was a lot. What about you?
So Tucker Carlson was just fun. I like that he is not afraid to speak truths.
Yeah.
And I think that goes back to what we were talking about a few segments ago. I appreciate that. I like it when people are able to bring the truth in kind of in a don't care kind of way. This is what it is. If you don't like it, I don't know how to help you anymore.
Yeah.
But That
He's
was
like, I'm going to
great.
do me.
Yeah. I always love listening to John Maxwell. Oh man.
Oh, that was good.
He just that guy has so much history, has so much experience. I mean, he just overflows with great like one-liner quotes and stuff you can actually just take and make them practical in your everyday. Like he's so good.
He's a little theatrical.
He can be.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Right. But I'll tell you this, he's mastered the art of public speaking.
Storytelling.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
And when you tell a story, you use voices, you use, big vibes and big energy. And,
right.
Yeah. So
he's written tons of books. He actually, for a while there, produced a kids show.
Did he really?
And he was one of the voices on it was an animated show. He was one of the voices. And so was Don Knotts was one of the other voices. You remember Don? I don't know who remembers Don Knotts, but he was Barney Fife on Andy Griffith. And he was...
just finished the Apple Dumpling Gang as a family.
Okay.
Both of them,
Yeah.
Don Knotts used to go to the IHOP that was down on 151st.
Oh, really?
And
he's a Kansas City guy?
I-35. No, he would travel up here, go to this IHOP.
Okay.
And it was like once a month, something like that, before he died. And
151st and 35?
Yeah, like where that Home Depot is there. Yeah,
100%.
Yep.
That's
that
funny.
little IHOP right there. I've known a lot of people like, I saw him over there just sitting by himself eating breakfast.
He was a funny dude.
Yeah.
Mr. Roper from Three's Company. He did that.
Yep.
Oh, man. He had some great roles over the years for sure.
Gotta love making money being a dork.
Right? That's right.
With those big eyes, small head.
But Don Knotts, John Maxwell, we were talking about 10X. So yeah, what about let's jump back into the 10X and like kind of what we're getting from that.
Yeah, I mean, man, we should have brought our notepads in here.
We totally should have. This was kind of, as everything is on the show, just kind of off the cuff. But this is what I know. The major takeaway from me.
Yeah.
Because they talked and showed this a lot during the course of the 3 days was that wheel, the business wheel, or I don't know what they call it.
10X sales system.
The sales system.
Yeah.
And so I
believe I could quote all the parts on it.
Try it.
Okay. Attention, generate leads, nurture leads, close leads, manage sales, I think is next.
I think you're doing pretty good.
And then there's something and then scale. I think there's something and then scale.
The first one, though, I remember this, though. The first one, which you missed, was idea.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So one of the things that really hit me about it is it's not a once system.
Correct.
Because next month, you're going to have an idea for a new product or offering or deal.
Sure.
Coupon.
Yeah.
And you say coupon or coupon? Now, I
Yes.
want to know that in the chat. I'm a coupon guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
I used to be when I was
I'm
younger.
not a coupon guy.
I'm now coupon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. We can still be friends.
We can.
Maybe.
I'll see it from your side.
And so when you have that new idea, then you have to get attention for that coupon code. Then you have to generate the leads for that. So it's like, it's not just like, an idea for a business. Then once you're done, you're done.
Yep.
No, it's like weekly.
Yep.
As an entrepreneur, COO, CEO, CFO, any of those like make decisions people, there's always a new idea. I have a new idea for a system or a spreadsheet, whatever it is.
Right.
And so that was a cool, so shout out to Emily Linhart for that. Because she's the one that said it, so thank you so much. She's my bookkeeper.
Okay.
And she's amazing at it. Like
she said what? Maybe did I miss that? What?
She's the one that brought out that it was not a one-time sales system.
Okay.
This could be a new idea that you had.
Yeah.
At that point.
Sure.
Because she just had a new line of services that she's offering.
All right.
On top of bookkeeping, inside of bookkeeping.
Yep.
And it was a new thing. So it was a new idea.
Yep.
And so she's trying to get attention for that new idea. And I was like, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Right.
But, that sales system, we go through that all the time. And I feel like in a few of my businesses, because they're new, I'm at that get attention, generate lead stage.
Yes.
People don't know who I am.
Correct.
I mean, Kingdom Studios is great, but we only have 50 regular members.
Yeah.
Out of 2 million people in Kansas City, that's not very many people. I need a couple more people.
Yeah.
So I need to get attention.
But there's only so many creatives that are going to use the studio space.
Right.
So
yeah,
your ratio, your percentage might be higher than you think it is.
Well, let's just take away the 2 million and just go with the 0.1,
All right.
2.1.
Okay.
So I just want 100,000.
Yeah, that's all. Look, it's all attainable. I think that's the thing for me too, is looking at that. So the reason why I brought that up, looking at that wheel going for me. So from a marketing standpoint, look, we've gotten really good at marketing other folks. And then it's almost like we struggle to market ourselves.
That's so true all the time,
right?
Man.
It is.
The guy who mows grass all week long does not want to mow his grass on Sunday.
He doesn't.
And so like we serve other people relentlessly.
Yeah.
And we pour our blood and sweat and tears into others.
Yep.
And then when it comes to us doing it, I'm like, I don't want to take my own family photos. I'll hire somebody.
We're fine. It's okay.
I'm a great photographer.
Yeah.
Our family photos suck.
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't do them.
Dude, I feel that. So, but because of that and seeing that and going, okay, well, we really want to help more people. We truly do. Like that's Armor Marketing is not just about, hey, give me money, give me money. We look at our community and go, at high tide, all ships rise together. And that's what we want. We want to help the other folks in our community, the other business in our community, so that we all are successful together, because that's the way that I believe that's the way it should work.
Preach.
So, but in order to do that, I've got to be in front of more people. Yeah. So from that day, I committed to saying, I'm going to create content and get it out there in front of people every single day.
You've been doing a series of 20 questions. And you're where, 15?
We just 15 rolled today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been cool. They've been popping up on my feed, seeing different numbers of viewerships on different ones.
Right.
And yeah.
Well, by the time that y'all actually see this episode,
they'll be done.
Well, almost. I think the last one will post. Number 20 is going to post on Tuesday when this releases.
Okay.
So
all right. So call to action.
Yeah.
Go check out his stuff.
Check him out.
Armor.marketing.
It's armor.marketing. Yeah. And every question is just a question about, it's totally candid. I just punched into ChatGPT what are the top 20 questions that are asked of marketing companies, of content marketing companies, and boom, it gave me a thing, and I just went through them one at a time.
And you didn't pre-plan those things. You just read that, and you were like, that's a great question.
That's exactly what it is. And I say that like on the start of every video, it's like, oh, that's a really good question. Because so I go back and watch, I was like, you say that at the beginning of every single little clip, like, you moron. But whatever, I thought it was a good question. So yeah, go back and check those out. And if there's any questions that we didn't answer, I'd love to answer those from a marketing standpoint. But so I say all that to go, that is something that we need to do in order to get ourselves out there so that we can get to the next phase in that sales wheel, so that we can continue to generate the revenue that we're trying to do, so that we can help these businesses even more.
People aren't going to give you money if they don't know you.
Right.
They won't flow you if they don't know you.
Exactly right.
Dash Uncle G.
Uncle G. Thanks, Uncle G. We appreciate you.
Another thing that I really took away from the 10X Growth Con was you can't chase two rabbits. You can't chase two rabbits.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
And if anybody out there has watched Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Brad Pitt, there it is. Found it in my brain. I had to go into a different room for a second and open up a drawer and pull out the name.
Right.
Brad Pitt plays this gypsy, English gypsy, Irish English. I don't know. I think he's an English gypsy. Accent is amazing. You could barely understand it.
Snatch? That's Snatch.
You're right. Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is number 2.
He's
Snatch.
He's an Irish gypsy.
He's a pikey.
Dude. You're right.
Yes, you're Irish, not a pikey. Get out of the caravan. So you don't know what he's talking about, but they've got these dogs and they go chase rabbits.
Yeah.
And the dogs either get the rabbit or they don't. Yeah. And they bet money on it. And so, but what's interesting, the thought is you got 2 rabbits. They're not going to all drive the same direction in their cars. Right. And so if you try to chase both of them because you want them.
Rabbits drive cars.
Yes. In this analogy, they do. You can't go after both because one will veer off the highway this way. Yeah. You just chase one rabbit. Yeah. And I have 3 businesses right now and I'm feeling that. Mm-hmm. So it's like this one divides my attention from this one, which divides my attention from this one. And it's difficult. Yeah. But 2 of them are pretty automated. And so it's a lot less work, which is why I started the 3rd one, Solar. And so
do you need solar panels on your roof?
This episode was sponsored by Finn Street Solar. Finn with 2 N's.
Love it.
And so
every episode's sponsored by Finn Street right now.
And Armor Marketing. You got
It's
the
funny
shirt
we
on
wore
today. I know.
our marketing shirts, our logo shirts today. Yeah.
I didn't even really think about
I
it
didn't
today.
either.
I just like the cut of this shirt.
I knew I was going to my son's scholarship signing. I was like, well, let's put on something kind of nice. And I
there
just
you
threw
go.
this on. So
Nice.
anyway, so
yeah.
so your rabbits.
You can't chase two rabbits, you know. And if you think about it, you cannot multitask. It is impossible to multitask. You can do multiple tasks at the same time.
Women can.
They can't. Scientifically, it's been proven.
I don't know.
They can do multiple tasks, but you only have
wife's pretty
100%.
All right.
You only have 100%. So you might be able to do two things at 70% and 30%
Yeah.
or 50 and 50, but you cannot do two 100% things in your brain. You cannot do it.
Okay.
And so when we're trying to focus and really grow something,
Yeah.
and we're going to go do this, while I'm doing this, I can't do this. It's like trying to have two phone calls at the same time.
Sure.
You can't.
Right. Right.
So
Yep.
don't chase two rabbits. That was another thing that...
Did Mike Tyson say that? Who
no,
said that?
That was, I think that was John Maxwell.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. That's such a Midwestern thing to say.
Yeah,
no.
no. No, yeah. Yeah, no.
yeah,
No.
no.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, no. Yeah, no. No, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because there's a whole thoughts
Yeah,
behind
no.
that.
No, yeah.
There's another sentence in there.
That's right.
Oop.
Whoop.
All right, now this is what this pisses me off. Midwest
Yeah.
is Kansas, Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Arkansas. That's Midwest. Michigan is not Midwest.
You forgot Missouri. Missouri.
Missouri can be Missouri, the Show Me State. It could be Midwest. That's fine.
Missouri.
Yeah, I'll include that.
Well, I grew up in Missouri.
I'm just saying Michigan,
And-
Montana.
Yeah.
Those are not Midwest.
But are you actually saying they are not? You don't think they are?
No.
But people say they are.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's fight.
Those Wisconsin cheese people, they think that
think
they're
they're
Midwest.
Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you know cheese curds? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Who do you think's Midwest?
What
What states
Okay.
would you say are Midwest?
is what's the top state up there?
You know how good I am at
Michigan.
geography?
Michigan. It's the top state. It's the high.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
North Dakota.
North
Yeah.
Dakota, don't you know?
Is that the mid of the West?
That's North Mid.
That's
Northern
north.
Mid-
That's north
Northern
mid. That's not Midwest.
Mid. So, well, they say Midwest now. Why is it called Midwest? We have a West.
Is Texas
we
Midwest?
are in the middle freaking of the United States. We're mid.
Yeah.
We're
So
mid.
there's-
Guys, I'm so sorry to let you all know. We're mid. We're all
mid.
just mid.
We're mid.
Nah,
Say
you're
less.
mid.
Say less.
Say less. On God. No cap.
You can't use all of them.
Yeah, I will. I will. I'll
I
burn
say
them
those
right
things,
now.
and my daughter looks at me like, "How
I
did you know
right
there are
now.
secrets?"
I know if my kids watch this right now, they'll be like, "Dad, you are so boomer."
So old.
Yeah, not gonna. if
I
you even say that
explained to my
anymore.
daughter what a boomer was, and she
Yeah.
was like, "What?"
Yeah,
I was
it's a
like,
thing.
"Yeah, I'm not even close to being
It's
a boomer."
not. It is a real thing, and I'm not one.
Yeah,
I'm an Xer.
I used to be an Xer, and they changed the dates on me. Now I'm a friggin' millennial.
Well, maybe I'm a millennial now. What are the dates? I don't even know. Maybe I'm a boomer. I have no idea.
It's 84,
To what?
something else.
To another number.
So were you born before 84?
oh yeah,
Yeah, so you're not it.
79 right here. I just there you go. You know, I'm 45.
It used to be 88.
Okay,
Now it's 84.
Okay.
They bumped it up a few.
so I'm a true Gen
X.
Xer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You're safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. I like being a Gen Xer,
You guys say that you're the best generation in the world.
and I believe it.
Every generation says that.
Well, every generation's wrong except mine. So that one I will see from your perspective.
What makes your generation so good?
So I think that our generation is good because we
This
have.
could go really deep, guys, or this could stay funny, goofy. We'll
it's probably
see.
going
Go
to be
ahead.
funny, goofy.
Phil, what do you think?
It's-
We're gonna.
yeah.
What do you think is so good about your generation? Why are you the best?
It's going to be funny, goofy. So I think the Generation X is the best because we have a pretty good, firmly planted foot in a couple different eras, if you will, right? So when we were born and grew up,
Toy
we didn't
Story was around.
have all the technology.
Not Toy Story. Hold on. Toys R Us. There it is.
Toys R Us
Found
was
it.
around. I don't want to grow up.
I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Yeah, because if I did, I wouldn't be a Toys R Us kid. We had Toys R Us, yeah. But we didn't grow up with the technology. But then as we were in like high school, that technology started to develop. So we got to experience some of that technology as we were then in high school and young adults. So we had to learn it because that's the way that the world was moving. But we experienced life before the technology boom. So like we know how to, if I had to fist fight you, I would, right? Like we're scrappy.
Where's my orange cone?
Where's my basket? Oh, so if we can be scrappy. We knew what like. Does anybody know what the term latchkey kid is? Like you had a key that was on a string around your neck because your parents worked, and when you got home, nobody was there. You were at home for maybe a couple hours by yourself until somebody showed up. Not anymore. Now there's cameras in every room, and there's what I'm saying. Like you're not alone.
Yeah, tech safety everywhere.
Tech safety, but we learned that stuff, right? I personally bought my own first computer like in 1999, I guess. So before that, the computers took up an entire floor of a building. So we got to experience a lot of that shift and live in both of those worlds, unlike any other generation has gotten to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I think to say we're the best, look, I agree. Every generation has its thing, but that's what I like about being a Gen Xer is I did get to experience life before the technology surge.
Yeah.
But dude, I love technology. I love, the phones and the computers and the gadgets and the cameras and the things and the that's and the this and the what's. And I love it. So
how old were you when you got your first cell phone?
I was in high school. Wait, is that right? Yes, I was.
Interesting.
I was in high school. I was a junior? I was a junior, and it was one of those. I wish I could show it. It was pretty ham sandwich, and it had a flip down, and the antenna. You pulled an antenna, right?
Yeah.
And you paid for the minutes.
Yeah.
So if the minutes ran out,
texts.
yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, it was no text.
Okay.
It was only phone calls.
Yeah. Okay.
If the minutes ran out, your phone call ended, brother.
Yeah.
That's it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye, bye.
See you next month.
Yeah. As Jim Harper would be, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
So my boss bought me my first cell phone. I still have the same phone number. I was 21 years old because I didn't have a cell phone, and he was tired of not being able to get a hold of me while I was mowing. And so he bought me a cell phone. Old school Nokia brick. Oh, yeah. Love that thing.
I had a Nokia.
But I was 21 when I had my first cell phone. And we finally caved and got my daughter, who's 12, an Apple Watch that's tied to our house iPhone. It's so weird to say a house iPhone.
We actually did talk about that on an episode.
We did.
We did.
Yeah. And so, it's different. So I'm that right at the beginning of millennial age. And so I remember when we got a computer, we were the first people on the block to get a computer at home.
Right.
My dad had a computer for a couple years at the office.
Yeah.
I would go with my dad. He owned his own company, and so I'd go with him to the office, and he would turn the computer on. We'd go downstairs, start the coffee pot, grind the beans, put it in, start the coffee pot, go get the newspaper, go upstairs, the computer's still starting.
Yeah.
And it just things just were different back then.
Man.
And so I with you, I loved learning how to be a person without all the analog or the digital stuff.
Sure.
And so that's the word I use now is I tell my kids it's analog time, go outside, get some sunshine, get some dirt on you.
So true.
Don't come back unless you're dirty.
To think that we could communicate all the time through this device in our pocket and we know everything that's happening all the time. We could research anything and look up anything.
My dad told me, I don't know, I was 17, 16, right before I moved out. And he's like, someday there's going to be a kid upstairs that calls or texts their parents downstairs instead of walking down there and talking to them. My daughter does that all the time. Dad, can you bring up such and such?
All the time.
Which, sometimes I appreciate it because if she were to get out of her bed, she'd wake up multiple siblings. And so it's like, yes, thank you. Please text me.
Yeah.
So it's not all bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, funny stuff. Yeah.
We're at 23 minutes.
There it is.
23. I feel like we need to end this.
We probably should wrap her up.
Yep. So we're going to do not this next episode, but the episode after. We're going to do On Location.
When you're saying this, we better make it happen.
Dude, I say a lot of things.
Yeah, I know.
And
so it may not happen.
And you look at me and you're like, why did you commit us to this?
Here's Corey again,
like our
committing this.
intro music.
Yeah.
I committed us to that. That was one thing that I say. Like, I'm an only child. I do whatever I want.
That's
Okay,
right. Yeah.
and a photographer.
Yeah, I'm second born, so I still do whatever I want.
So 2 episodes, we're going to be somewhere special. So why don't we go ahead and assume that if we change it next week, well, then we change it because we do what we want.
We'll let you know.
He's got the mustache and I've got the chin stash.
The chin stash.
And so put in the comments that you want to be there and you want to watch us do this riffraff for an hour and a half.
That would be super fun to have like a live audience.
That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Can they cheer and clap at the same time?
Well, why not?
We'll do a little
Then
applause sign.
We won't have to do like. We won't have to do that. We will not have to do that.
We didn't have to do that.
No, we didn't.
But you did it.
But I did it. So okay.
So
Well,
put it in the comments if you'd like to be there. There will probably be cigars and booze. Just to say,
might happen.
might happen.
Probably will. If we're where we're gonna say, if we're where we want to be, that's a thing.
Yeah, it'll be a local cigar place.
We'd love to have a live audience. So seriously, whether it is in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like it's gonna be soon-ish.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, put it in the chats.
Live audience, man.
And tell us, do you like watching this on? We're on Spotify.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Shorts and stuff are on YouTube and Instagram. We're gonna start to do more of those here real soon. But which of the 3 big ones do you like?
And
Apple's being a pain in the
we're
butt.
trying to get on Apple, guys. So please let us know if that's a thing. Let us know. We'll keep pushing forward with it. If it's not a thing, who knows? I mean, eventually.
Yep.
But all right.
Yep.
So cool. All right.
Thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for being here
It's
today.
been fun.
As always.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us here on Two Fingers Podcast.
Fingers Podcast.
Podcast.
I'm trying to be like Phil.
Yeah.
Until next time.
But my cup is empty.